Hey guys, Ray here, and welcome to No Balls, No Problem. This is the first episode, and I'm going to tell you my personal story. If you don't know yet, No Balls, No Problem is a YouTube channel dedicated to testicular cancer because I want to take away all the preconceptions and myths about testicular cancer, myths and preconceptions that lead to a stigma, and which leads in turn to people not wanting to be open about it, or not even maybe wanting to see a doctor because they're ashamed of their balls. And we don't want to have that. We want to see people at their doctors doing checkups with them for themselves. And like I said, this is my story, and I hope I can make it a bit short because I don't know how much time there is left in the in the storage of my perfect phone. But yeah, like I said, let's see. God, I'm reading this from a script again. Sorry. Alright, so like I said, I want to make sure that people know that this is all really natural. as tough as it may sound, cancer is just, nature. It happens, and balls as well. It's nature, man. It's where you come from. So let's make this a very open and lighthearted conversation. You can talk back to me and ask me questions, give remarks, and questions that can be personal or either about cancer itself. So I encourage you to do that before I start talking about myself. Like I said, here we go. My story of my cancer. Good. That was really awkward. So, let's go back to August 2011, or no, actually July, because I was sitting behind my desk, not this desk, a different desk in a different room, but that's not the point. When my cat jumped on my lap, and she hit the sweet spot. She stood right on my balls, and it hurt quite a lot. It was a really stingy pain when she stood on it. And it resonated a bit in my belly, but in a very dull sense. It was a very dull pain in my belly, and then really sharp in the balls. And maybe 1 or 2 hours later, the pain still hadn't really left my body yet. So it got me worried, and that's when I talked to my mom and said, I'm gonna go see a doctor for this because I'm not sure if it's healthy. So I went to my general practitioner, and she felt on my nuts, balls, whatever you want to call it, and she told me she couldn't feel anything, but she opted that I would go to see, or I would go make a how do you say that in English? Just an echo, sonar, to just to reassure myself that everything was alright. So maybe a week later or a few days later, I went to the hospital with my mom, and I went to make a sonar of my testicles. And it's nothing like the pretty rooms you see when pregnant women are in hospitals and they make photos of your baby. No, it's not like that. It was a really dark room. It was kind of scary actually, and it was a really cold table I was on. And obviously the gel was cold, but what I do remember was that pretty soon after the assistant was how do you say that? After he was done, he went outside of the room, and pretty fast actually I met the urologist who helped me, who made surgery, how do you say that? Who I had surgery from. And I met him, and he was quite frank actually. He immediately said, "You have cancer." And it was a stage 2 seminoma. He told me. It was really funny because he actually dragged me to his office, and with my mom still in the waiting room, so she didn't know. She only knew that it was taking a lot of time. and he took me to, yeah, I don't think at that point they knew there was a stage 2, but I can't quite remember the details of that day. It went all really fast. Probably had a CT, and then I had to tell my mom, and probably that's when we took the CT scan, or CAT scan. How do you say that in English? CT? CAT? I don't know. And they would perform surgery on me the next day, and that was the thing I was bummed most about. Hearing cancer, I took it actually pretty well. But when they said the surgery was the next day, I was so bummed because I was going to see a very cool preseason match of my favorite football club, Ajax. So we actually arranged to do it a day later so I could see the match still, which was a nice way of taking my mind off things and clearing it up in my mind. So yeah, the CAT results showed up with enlarged lymph nodes, so there were probably some tumors. There was a tumor in my lymph nodes, and that's why I received radiation, basically starting a week or two, maybe a week after surgery. It wasn't really intense, you know. I had a lot of pain. Wait, let's just stick with the surgery for once. After the surgery, yeah, there was a lot of pain in my belly because they go in from your belly, like the lower belly, and they actually have to cut some. How do you say that? I forgot the word. But like, there's a small region in my pubic region which is numb because I can't feel anything anymore. I can still feel my penis, so that's good. But yeah, they make a small incision there, and they go in and they like grab the ball and then they take it out, and that's how they do it. So that gives quite some pain for a few days, and afterwards we started radiotherapy, and that means I had to lay on the table for 5 minutes, basically every day except for the weekends, over 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, here's how it goes. The first day they tattoo you with 4 dots. So I have a dot right here, I have a dot right here, and I have 2 dots right here to make sure you're perfectly aligned for the radiation therapy. It's not that scary. It doesn't hurt. It's way better than chemo, obviously. Thankfully, I didn't need that. Tumors were small enough for the radiation therapy. Yeah, and that's the story of my first time with cancer. Like I said, it's an easy form of cancer. They usually in 99% of the cases you heal from it, but still it's cancer and it's pretty serious. The second time was in April or May 2014 because I wear skinny jeans and I realized that my ball wasn't fitting as well in my jeans anymore as it used to. So yeah, that's when I thought, maybe it's back. So I started feeling it, and it felt a bit heavier, and it felt a bit harder. So that's when I went back to my practitioner, and now it's usually he felt, and again he said, yeah, it felt completely normal, it felt completely fine, and for some reassurance, I had to go to see a doctor. So this time I was thinking, that could never happen the second time. So I almost went by myself. Thankfully, my mom insisted on going with me. She's an amazing mom. I love her so much. So I went to see a doctor or the assistant, same room, doing checkups. And basically, what the weird thing, they actually are not allowed to say stuff, but they did. He basically said, it's not looking good. And I was like, what? Not again, right? Because I was full of hope. I was like, nah, it can't happen again. And then when the doctor came, just like the first time, he said, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. And that's when I was like, lying on the table, and I was like, oh God, no. And I remember walking, because I had to tell my mom this time. So I was like, yeah, my mom's there, and she has to know. And I walked out, and my jeans were still unbuttoned, and I had all this stuff in my hand, my jacket or something. I don't know. I don't remember. And I really was so mad at life at that moment, and I just stamped through the hospital to the waiting room to my mom, and I was shaking my head like, no, not again. And she knew immediately what was wrong, and I was still pretty okay, but I was very much shaking. So we went outside, and that's where I broke down, and I started crying. And God, I called my then girlfriend, and my mom called my dad, and it was pretty hectic. That day was maybe the most hectic day of my life. I remember going back, waiting for my girlfriend, going back in, meeting with the doctor, telling me this time it was a seminoma. I believe they already took some blood. Then I went for a CAT scan, and I was pretty sure, I was so sure it had spread through my body already, because I waited so long in my mind. And then it got back, or I was still laying on the table from the CAT scan. Well, the doctor came in, and he laid his hand on my shoulder like this, and I will never forget how he said that. He grabbed me by my shoulder, and he said, "You're clean." And that was such a relief. That was amazing to hear, honestly. So, we drew blood before that or after that, I don't remember. And immediately I was taken to one of the rooms where they said I was going to have surgery the same day. And remember that I had my check up for the sonar at 11, and and basically around 6 I was cancer free. So I had cancer in my mind, obviously, for 7 hours, which is crazy. And that was basically the second time. They had the same procedure, but they changed up the anesthetics because I wasn't sure if I'd eaten, so they wanted to take it slow, and I woke up in the middle of surgery. And apparently, I was quite talkative. And it was weird because the first time I had surgery, I was very relaxed, and the second time I was really nervous, but maybe it's because of the hectic of the day, that changed. And right now, obviously, in between all those times, I have my regular checkups. From the first time, I had checkups every month. That's why it's weird they didn't notice the second one, because they even felt my ball, to make sure it was okay. Nobody felt a thing. That was so weird. And right now, currently, it's at once every 3 months with sonar. No CAT scans anymore because I had too much, and it can hurt you. It's not that good for you to have that much CAT scans. But it's it's always terrible. It's a terrible time when you have to go for your checkups. Because first of all, it's in the Daniel de Boot Center, which is a specialization for cancer. It's a cancer institute research thing. So everybody, when you get there, everybody has cancer or has had cancer, which is kind of sad. And it's always excruciating to wait for results. So that's why I told my doctor not to call me whenever it's good. And there was one time I got a call. My lymph nodes in my chest were enlarged, or near my lungs, and apparently it was sarcoidosis and not cancer. And they said it's pretty common to find sarcoidosis in people like me. So, because you have to have my checkups, and most of the time it goes unnoticed because it's not. I don't have very heavy symptoms of it. So that's my story. I'll probably forgot something. So if you have questions, just let me know. If you have any remarks, let me know. Later, probably I will go into details of what type of cancer I had, because I don't really remember right now. But like I said before, in another video on my personal channel, I will upload probably bi-weekly or monthly. And let's talk about this. Let's discuss this. So leave a question or a remark in the comments, and I will get back to you. And this is it. So for this video. So remember, together we can grow the balls to kick cancer in the nuts. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.